call this meeting to order with the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Is anyone here to do a prayer? Okay. Roll call, please.
Mayor Williams.
Here.
Councilor Burke.
Here.
Councilor Berger.
Here.
Councilor Ian Smith.
Here.
Councilor Kristen Smith.
Here.
Councilor Taylor. He's not online, is he?
Don't see him, no.
Councilor Zimmerman.
Here.
Roll call is complete, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Welcome everyone here and everyone online. I do have a couple of announcements. One is, I don't know if everyone got the little flyer for the groundbreaking ceremony for the Cabinet Affordable Housing Apartments out on Commerce Way. They're going to break ground on noon on the 16th. They were sending out some invitations.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
So, then a reminder that on their October 21st agenda, we're going to have the public hearing regarding the annexation request. Does anyone else have any announcements? We don't have any minutes to approve, so we'll move on to committee reports. Sam's on vacation and Justin is under the weather today. So we don't actually have a street or an admin report. I will mention that the Libby Creek Community Project is still in review with DEQ. We got an email today from Jonathan Gass, who's from WGM. He hopes that'll be out by the middle of October and that they'll be able to get the final documentation and bidding out in mid-November. It's what he hopes for. So we'll see if that happens. I would like to see it happen, by the way. They're also working on the 4 sewer main replacements. They've been working on the one up on Flower in Nevada. They ran into the fact that water, sewer, and a storm drain all tried to occupy the same intersection. And so they ended up having to move the storm drain a little bit and do some water line movement and replacement. So they are still, I don't think they've moved off of that area yet.
Back to the Creekside community.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
yes.
Did Mr. Gass indicate what state's going with DEQ?
He did not. He just said that it's still in DEQ review and that they've been working out the problems with DEQ and hope to have it approved by mid-October, which is actually next week.
Yeah.
So, do you have a fire report?
I do.
Okay.
Libby Volunteer Fire Department responded to 8 calls in the month of September 2024, 2 calls in the city, 5 calls in the rural fire district, 1 call was outside of the rural fire district and city, 1 vehicle, 1 structure, 1 grass wildland, 2 mutual aid with Libby ambulance, 1 false alarm, 1 propane, 1 electrical. Gives them a total of 63 calls so far in 2024. And they have down here on other information notes still that the concrete job in front of the hall is still in progress.
Okay. Thank you. Police report.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. This month, the Libby Police Department responded to 182 calls for service, compared to last year's 121 calls. We had 4 assaults, 4 threatening calls, 5 disturbances, 11 thefts, 1 DUI, 25 suspicious acts or vehicles, 2 disorderly calls, 2 cases involving juveniles, 11 crashes, 12 city ordinances, and 33 traffic stops. Something I was looking through these stats and I was really excited about actually was for how strange it sounds, the suspicious acts and vehicles went up significantly compared to last year. Last year we only had 8 calls for that. Something we're excited about, this shows that the people of Libby are calling in more suspicious or strange behavior. They're noticing it, they're eager to have it addressed instead of just turning a blind eye to it. So we're really excited about that change. We're more than happy to go and check out any kind of suspicious vehicle action, anything like that, to make sure that everyone's good with it. So
Are you going to mention the two ordinances you would like to have the committee look at? The distracted driving and operation of loud sound? I was going to put it in committee if that works for you.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You did present two. There was two other ones as well that I sent forward. I think those still being reviewed.
Okay.
For a distracted driving ordinance as well as a loud noise vehicle. Distracted driving is obviously a massive issue throughout the country, and the state of Montana is one of the only states that does not have any kind of law against distracted driving. Some of the things that I put in our ordinance suggestions, I guess, was to prevent talking on your phone while driving, as well as any kind of other things that would divert your attention from driving. It's a massive problem. There's lots of crashes that are caused by it. We have cases pretty regularly of the 11 crashes. I know personally 3 of them were all from distracted driving. That's just what they personally admitted. We were able to dig out from the crash. So it's a massive problem, and it's something that we can address pretty easily through a single ordinance and allow us to really enforce texting and driving issues. So that's not
yes.
So there's currently no state law against distracted driving?
Correct.
No state law?
Not in Montana.
For anything? Not just cell phone specific?
Not eating while you're driving, not having...
Putting on makeup?
No makeup, watching movies...
Reading a book while putting on your makeup?
For law, you could read a book while driving.
So, I know there's some other municipalities in the state...
Correct.
...that have...
The one that we base ours off of is Whitefish, Kalispell, Columbia Falls, Missoula, and Billings.
That you're recommending?
They're all very similar worded, if not copy and pasted from each other. Okay. So that's the basis that we've got, since that's already tried and true.
What was the other one you said?
It's a loud vehicle, loud noise, loud music from a vehicle. So people crank up their music super, super loud. It's already kind of caught in the ordinance, for the noise ordinance anyways, but it's going to give us a little bit more to help lower that volume so that it's not disturbing plus people driving around.
Okay. So I'll be forwarding those to you so you can, your committee can take a look at them.
Put them in ordinance maybe?
Yes. Okay. Any other questions for Chief Erkenbrock? Thank you very much. The next one is light streets and sidewalks. I do have a request from the VFW that I'm going to put in the streets, and I talked to Brian about it earlier today. They're requesting that we allow them to create a parking spot at the VFW for those who have a Purple Heart, which they say are there's 4 people in Libby and 2 in Troy that come to Libby a lot. So I talked to Chief Erkenbrock. He sent me some information that I'll pass along as well. Basically it's up to whether or not they want to actually give up a parking place, because there's nothing that would prohibit them from creating a specialty parking space. Sorry, excuse me, Leanne. But I'll let Brian look at it and look at it in the Streets Committee. Yes.
Is that something that the police department would have to enforce?
Well, that's one of the questions that's in the information that Chief passed to me, and I just passed it.
I mean, because that's a little different than somebody trying to take a handicap spot.
Yes, yes. Well, they don't want to give up their handicraft spots. They just want to create this one specialty spot. So.
Is that
they would be.
What is that?
That's the radio. It's the radio.
It's the radio. Gail, I bet if you turn your mic off.
Maybe that's why Mom was unplugged.
It is.
It's louder than normal.
Yes, it is. I don't know. There's some wire crossed, and we haven't been able to find it. Sorry. It was why yours was unplugged. Any other questions? We'll move on to building. Hugh's not here, so go to water and sewer. Brian?
Yes.
Water and sewer?
Water and sewer, I have nothing new to comment on right now, except for the projects that are currently being done throughout the city.
Okay. Zoning Commission?
The zoning commission does not have any meetings planned. However, it does intend to present all the changes that we've worked on for the past many years at our next meeting. My fellow board members really helped light a fire under me to get it going, and so we plan on presenting that on the 21st.
All right. We're going to have a busy meeting on the 21st. Cemetery and Parks?
I have nothing to report.
Okay. Finance?
Sorry. Back up to light streets and sidewalks.
Okay.
We actually had a committee meeting on the 24th of September. We were talking about the discussion on how to proceed forward with the banners and brackets on Mineral and California Avenue. So the committee, we talked with amongst ourselves. We also had Sam Sykes, Janelle Kimberlin, Justin Williams were all here, and kind of went through talking about different things and how to work things out. We're going to have another meeting on it, and it looks like I'm going to talk to the other committee members about possibly doing a night meeting, because by the sound of it, we're getting enough in the streets here with some other things that are coming up and haven't been taken care of, so we can have enough time to discuss instead of just a noon meeting. So because I did throw out, because Gary had never heard word back from Dean on what to do with the section down there off of City Service, that I think it was the Spooners or something. Lisa and Jeff Spooner. Sutter asked for. So I did get to talk with Dean briefly. He was going to check in on a couple other things, and I haven't heard back from him. But so yeah, we'll definitely have lots to discuss and talk in the next meeting.
Okay. Anything else before I skip back over to finance?
Okay. I do. Thank you, Madam Mayor, Council. On the 20th of September, I submitted our fiscal year 25 budget to the state, and it's been accepted. So that's been processed through. And last week I did meet with one of our auditors for our final close for fiscal year 24 budget, and they've suggested 2 budget amendments, which is later on in the meeting tonight. And with all that done, they'll begin preparing the information I'll need to submit our annual financial report that's due at the end of December. And this last week we just returned. We were at the annual League in Cities and Towns convention that they have there. A lot of really informative seminars that they had. 2 of the ones that I attended, I always like to go to our insurance ones, was the MMIA, the risk management sessions that they had there. And they are offering more programs, like training programs, through their website, and they'll even do like an on-hands training. And with like employment practices, work safety, cybersecurity. And they said that what they'd like to start doing is giving out credits to cities that actually enroll in these programs and go through the training, and we'll start getting maybe some money off of our premiums. So anyway, I decided to check that out. So anyway, that's what I have.
Okay, and I'm going to tag on to yours. That the sessions I went to basically dealt with trying to find grant opportunities and how to get the first start on getting some grants, especially out of the Department of Transportation, who have some infrastructure grants money that's been made available to them. And what I keep coming across is Safe Streets for All, and or a version of that Safe Routes to School kind of stuff. So hopefully I'll be able to use that and find a starting place with some grants opportunities. The other one I went to was about having police protection in your community. which turned out to be very interesting because most not paying attention.
I
Most communities there are so small that they contracted this county, which is not working out very well, and so there was a lot of it kind of got totally derailed from what its intent was, because it was start out with was to help you figure out ways to be able to better fund your police department through either special districts or that kind of stuff, but it totally got derailed. We never even got to that part.
So many small communities are struggling with their county contracts?
Yes, they are. The basic feeling is they pay a lot of money for no service. Sorry.
Well, they have a lot of territory. He's a councilman.
Yes.
They have a lot of territory to cover.
Yes, they do.
You know, it's hard to, they're not prioritized.
So I think that maybe the league will be looking at some better options. They, over the last couple of years, they've put a lot of effort into trying to find clerk training and support for clerks across the state because of the high turnover and the need to really have highly trained clerks. The next area that they're looking into is to try to figure out how to support city attorneys, because there are so few city attorneys available across the state. And that question has also come up in regards to auditors, because there are so few auditors across the state that actually do government audits. So anyway, it was a good 2 days. So I'll move on with you here. There's no wildlife, no city county health board, and no park districts. So it brings us to public comment on non-agenda items. So if you want to make comments on items not on the agenda but under the jurisdiction of the city council, step to the podium and you will state your name and address, and you'll have 3 minutes for your comments.
I'm here because I thought we were going to talk about the annexation.
Oh, I'm sorry. So seeing no public comments, we'll move on to the agenda items. The first up is that I will open a public hearing on the amendments for the, I need to turn my page. A public hearing on the amendments for the budget. First up is the fact that I have the proper notification. It was printed in the Western News on September 27th and again on October 4th, so that it was properly noticed. And the meeting we will look at the 2 amendments that were suggested by our auditor as part of the year-end closing for 2023. The fund 1,000 increase is the general fund of $135,775.85. The amendment is mainly for employee retirement that was required by the state under Gatsby. The second part of that was the transfer to the capital improvement fund. The general fund capital improvement plan covers things like fire truck, saving it for a fire truck, police cars, and goes into the building fund, maintenance fund. The second increase was for Fund 3387, special grants of $43,825. The auditor suggested that we start having the lower grants or other special grants like that as its own separate account. So that is the reason that we need to do these 2 budget amendments. Leanne, do you have anything to add?
I don't.
Okay. Does the council have any questions or comments?
No.
Okay. I'll open it for the public. Does the public have any comments? No public comments? Okay. If there are no public comments, then I will close the public hearing and move on to our agenda items, which is, I'm going to revise the order of the agenda, because we're going to go ahead and approve the budget amendments for fiscal year 24, resolution 2044. We'll just slide right into that and come back to the other one. So a resolution of the city of Libby, Montana, providing for the amendment of the budget for the fiscal year 2024. Whereas the City of Libby, Montana adopted the budget for the fiscal year 2024 by resolution number 2018, and whereas the City of Libby deems it necessary to amend the budget for fiscal year 2024, now therefore it be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Libby, Montana, that the budget for fiscal year 2023-24 is amended as follows. Fund 1,000 increase, that's a general fund, $135,775, and Fund 3387 increase, that's special grants, $43,825.
Make a motion, we approve the budget amendments.
Second.
Okay, are there any questions or comments? Then all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The amendments are passed. And then I'll back up and talk about the Main Street grant submission. The Main Street program sent out some emails very quickly and said that they had been given $1 million that they for reuse and adaptive development, but it was special money and they were taking applications like now. So I contacted a couple people. The one that responded the fastest was Kootenai Float Company, and they wanted to be able to move on to phase 2 of the remodel. So we received it quickly. Then Main Street sent out that this is on Tuesday, that their first round closed on Thursday, and that's when I contacted all of you and tried to explain the situation, got verbal approval, but because I'd like to have it solidified in the minutes so that it is documented that we followed some kind of process for approving that application. We have not heard back from it. And they had intended at the time, they talked about a round 2, but they got so many applications for round 1 that they're not going up to open it again. Which, because I had an application sitting ready, waiting for round 2, and they said no, we're not going to take it. So,
Okay.
if you have any questions about the application, I did give you copies of the application. It was outside their usual grant opportunities, and that's why it was so fast. And normally it would have come to the council to approve sending in an application, but there just wasn't time unless we wanted to pass that up.
Okay. So you want me to make a motion then? To
Yes.
confirm the submission of
Yes,
the Montana
please.
Main Street Mixed Use
Yes.
Adaptive Reuse Development Grant application for Kootenai Float Company?
Yes.
Second.
Okay. Are there any questions or discussions over the application or the kind of the way?
No, I think it's fantastic. I hope they are awarded some money. I'm super excited for all of what's happening downtown, but I think this case just goes to illustrate the point of the need for someone in a community development position who can act quickly and have materials ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
It's because you just never know. This is such a good example of that. I mean, this council, not necessarily all these individual people, but city council has always been so slow. They want a lot of extra information, and we have tended to disregard people in positions that have, put things together on our behalf, on the community's behalf, and we've missed deadlines before, or people just say no because they don't, feel like they have all the information, and you can't sit around past the opportunity.
This was definitely one of those times that you either acted fast or you missed out.
Yeah.
And Main Street has a number of good grants for downtown in several areas, but I'm not the grant person. I can only try to do what I can do with what I'm looking at the moment. But so yes, I think it does illustrate the need for a grant person. So any other comments? All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. The next item on the agenda, I lost my agenda.
Approve all business license received today.
Yes.
Make a motion.
Second.
Okay, business license is Good Home Health. Sheena Leonard. So, are there any questions about that business license? Okay. Then all in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. The business license is approved. Approve all claims received to date.
Make a motion we approve all claims received to date.
Second.
Did everybody get a chance to look at the claims? Okay, all in favor of the motion to approve the claims?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Claims are approved. Brings us to our discussion on Libby Development Fund policy. I started out strong to try to get some of that taken care of and kind of lost my steam over the last couple of weeks. So, is there anybody who wants to take it on for one thing?
Well,
and yes, you had sent that out, and I had every intention of calling her and talking to her.
Okay.
And totally didn't get it done.
All right,
Sorry.
because I never heard any word from anybody else at all,
Yes.
I was going to say, so
Well,
I didn't know whether to, yeah.
I 100% think we should invite them here. I know they came and talked with the city 10 plus years ago, but we've got really lovely faces now, and I
Yes.
think it wouldn't hurt to have an understanding. Tina Oliphant actually worked for Montana West Economic Development, so it's a good organization.
Okay. And I think all of you got that email, so you know what I'm talking about. And so I will try to get that call done. Remind me at the end. Any other comments on that subject? Okay, then we'll move on to special comments from the council. I do want to remind you that Dan Clark is coming on October 29th. The training should start about 6. I was going to try to have a meal so that it's easier for you to just come from jobs and stuff, and whether it's sandwiches or some soup or whatever. Anybody has any ideas, let me know.
What time? I'm sorry?
6.
6.
Okay. Anybody else have any comments? What? You're frowning.
I feel like I had something,
Oh, okay.
and there's a good chance I've forgotten it. That seems to happen more and more. I think, yeah, that's all. I'll just get with committee members at the end and set up something for our next meeting. That's about
Okay.
it that I can think of for streets.
So, anything else? Then I'll
Okay.
entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you all very much. Appreciate it.
Yeah.